Hey everybody, this is Marty back with a YouTube on how to winterize your smallish trailer. I have a little travel trailer. It's a Puma Shorty. It's about 21 feet long. It's very small. Anyway, let's go in here. Furnace is on, so it might be a little bit loud, but do that to keep it a little warm here. It's kind of cold up in the upper northwest here. So the furnace is on, and but I've already removed all the panels that I need to remove to get at the various spots where we're going to be working a little bit to winterize the camera. There's the water pump, which you'll have to become familiar with shortly. There's the hot and cold water tanks and the valves there. Just a quick look that I've been at work already. Once you see the pink liquid in there, and you're able to run it through all of the faucets and everything and toilet, then you're usually good. But this is as much to help me remember how to winterize my trailer as it is for folks out there watching. Okay, so I'll show you some of the things you'll need here. You're going to need this tube, because you're going to actually feed this tube into the or some kind of tube like this into the container full of, you get them in gallon size, the RV antifreeze, and I'll show you that in a second. So before you ever get to the RV antifreeze part, where you're going to actually suck antifreeze out of those bottles right there, first of all, you come where your hot water heater is over here, and you'll look down in here, and there's a bunch of stuff. And if you go down and look closely here at this thing right here, this is your it's a calcium rod, or it's this rod that helps remove calcium from hot water if you're at a park that has hot water. So all I did was take a vice grip, remove this, pull it out. It's a long silver tube. Sometimes you'll see the white calcium around it, calcium buildup. Here's a little bit of it right there. But you pull this out and you drain all of the hot water out of the hot water tank. That's the first thing I did. Okay, then I closed it back up, and I've got this external water connection here, so I can blow some water through. You can see it's coming out a little bit pink right now, which is perfect because I've already run the antifreeze through the tank. Then this thing here is an adapter that you hook up. I'm just showing you some of the things you'll need here, that you hook up to your city water connection. So that hooks up right there. And what this has on the end is a quick connect for your air compressor. So just bring that over here, show you what we got here. There's a small sized air compressor. You don't have to have a unit this big because you won't need 120 psi. But let me show you on this. Hang on, if I can find the end of the air compressor here. It's just got a bit of a quick connect here. So this actually ends up plugging into that once it's hooked up over there. So that's kind of the stuff you have to do outside the trailer. Now bring it into the trailer and show you some of the areas you're going to have to get at. This is a panel. This one happens to be below my refrigerator, but you can see the pump, the water pump sitting right there. That's the water pump. And right here, there's a connection right there. That connection. If you don't have a T connection, it's that connection right there that we need to get at. So what I do is I disconnect the hose. I disconnect these two pieces. It's just got a little slip connection on there. I just take that off. Not a slip connection, but a threaded connection. I'll show you that in a second. So here I've just disconnected that slip connection that runs to the pump. Okay, over there. And I've disconnected it so it's ready for me to butt my hose up against, and then the hose runs in to the gallon of RV antifreeze. I'll show you that in a second. So first thing to do is make sure that your pump is on, and I'll show you that here. You can hear it if you're down there close enough to it, but you'll probably have a switch like this in your trailer that turns the heater on, the hot water heater and the pump. Make sure the pump is turned on. Okay, then you go to your hose down there, get this end of it. Now the other end of the clear hose, this piece of hose right here, that piece of hose, the end of it should be in a gallon of antifreeze. You grab the end, you butt it up against here until it gets a nice tight, airtight connection, and then you'll see the pink liquid start to move through it. It's nice to have another pair of hands in helping you, and then you can have somebody open up one of the water valves, and you know, that'll suck the antifreeze in, but you really don't need one open. It just kind of helps, and then you can see, once they see pink liquid flowing through, then you turn the valve off, or the water valve. Okay, so here I'm gonna that's just a kind of a non-live demonstration, but that's how it works, and it will suck the liquid right through on that, so you don't have to worry about that. Now I'm just going to reconnect that end of the pump hose to the end I took off earlier. Correction here on this. So what I want to do is you want to have this valve open.
Leave that one open.
This valve open.
No, both those closed.
Yeah, no.
Because
that's an open valve right there.
No, yeah, that's open, but you want it closed when you're doing the pink stuff, because you want to isolate that completely. Water's going to flow into your tank through that bottom one. So
you want to isolate that bottom one.
Now it's going to just reroute through that and go up and around through your hot water lines. It'll bypass your tank completely. Another thing is you're saving juice, Marty, because think about it. When your system's on, what's the first thing that happens when you turn on your water? The water starts filling up your hot water tank. That's exactly what's happening with the pink stuff.
Right.
Instead of going through the lines, it's going to want to try and fill your tank first before it starts. It's just it's savings.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
So you got this one closed, you got the bottom one closed, and you got that open.
Perfect.
Then you come around here, well, after you've gotten everything into you should see a nice steady stream of pink liquid.
Beautiful. On
both hot and cold. Yep. That's good enough. There's going to be a little air out.
Oh, you're not going to get all the air out because your pump isn't getting enough liquid in there to...
Okay, the trailer winterization package isn't complete until you do something to keep the rodents away. Now in the upper Midwest we have a lot of rodents that like to hide in trailers, garages, sheds, stuff like that. And what I mean by rodent is squirrels, voles, moles, gophers, mice, field mice, rats, large pterodactyls. No, actually we don't have any pterodactyls up here. But this stuff here, it's called Cab Fresh. You can pick it up at Walmart, an RV place, whatever, or you can order it online. It comes sealed in these bags, and the reason it's sealed in these bags is because this stuff is super strong. Same reason I'm wearing these rubber gloves is because if I touch this directly, it'll be a week of smelly hands. So what I do is I take these bags, I'm going to unseal them from here, and then I'm going to put them in strategic places where they're like underneath there where there's a tube or a pump or where there's any electrical, because rodents like to chew through that stuff. And then I'll put maybe one underneath the sofa here and one in the pass-through in the front of the trailer, and I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is place this Fresh Cab botanical rodent repellent right down in where my tanks are. And the reason I'm doing this down here is because what you don't want to have happen is to have a rodent chew through any of the tubing, wiring, or anything like that, so I kind of just place them in there. And again, I'm wearing rubber gloves because this stuff is really stinky and hard to get off your hands. But there you go. Then I'll put the panel back on and screw it down, and we'll be good to go until the spring when I take it out of there. And then in the front of the trailer, on the outside, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these rodent repellents right into the pass-through. So I'll get that unlocked. Pop that up there. And put that right in there. Open up the package here. And we'll set it right in there. And that's basically all you have to do. That should keep the little critters out of there anyway until for the winter and the early part of the spring.